In our last journey to Kepler 452b, we discovered a world where the dream of life died in flames and radiation. But what if I told you there's another world, much closer to home, where life might exist in ways we never imagined? Welcome to Titan, Saturn's largest moon, where it rains liquid methane and vast lakes stretch beyond the horizon. This orange world might just rewrite everything we know about life in the universe. Today, we're breaking the laws of physics once again to explore this mysterious moon that sits nearly 1 billion miles from Earth. Suit up because we're about to discover whether the cosmos holds more surprises than disappointments. As your spacecraft pierces through Titan's thick atmosphere, the first thing that strikes you isn't the cold, it's the light. Everything around you glows with an eerie orange hue, as if the entire world has been dipped in amber. The sun, so distant from Saturn's system, appears as nothing more than a pale disk, struggling to penetrate the dense, methane-rich haze that shrouds this moon. You take your first step onto Titan's surface, and immediately, something feels wonderfully strange. Your boots sink slightly into what looks like sand, but this isn't the familiar quartz of Earth's beaches. This is a mixture of water ice and organic compounds, the building blocks of life, scattered like cosmic snow across an alien shore. With gravity only 14% of Earth's, each step feels like a gentle bounce. You could jump 3 times higher here than on Earth, and walking feels almost like floating through a dream. The atmosphere is so thick, 4 times denser than Earth's, that you can actually feel it pressing against your suit. It's like being underwater, but instead of water, you're immersed in a sea of nitrogen and methane. The silence is profound, broken only by the soft whisper of your life support systems. Sound travels differently here, muffled by the dense atmosphere and the strange chemistry of this world. You realize you're standing on the only moon in our solar system with a substantial atmosphere, and that makes Titan truly special. But as you look around at this orange-tinted landscape, you can't shake the feeling that you're being watched, not by life, but by the secrets this world has kept hidden for billions of years. Remove your helmet here and you'd discover an atmosphere that's both fascinating and deadly in equal measure. Remember our journey to Kepler 452b, where we learned that an atmosphere can be a furnace of superheated gases that would incinerate your lungs? Well, Titan presents us with the opposite extreme, an atmosphere so cold it would freeze your breath solid before you could even exhale. The atmosphere you're breathing through your suit is 95% nitrogen, just like Earth, but that remaining 5% changes everything. Methane swirls around you like an invisible fog, and complex organic molecules called tholins give the entire world its distinctive orange glow. These are the same chemicals that scientists believe were present on early Earth when life first began. Take a deep breath through your life support and appreciate what you're experiencing. The atmospheric pressure here is perfect, not the crushing weight of Venus or the thin whisper of Mars. If Titan weren't so incredibly cold, you could walk around in just an oxygen mask. The pressure wouldn't kill you, but the temperature absolutely would. As you stand there, you notice something magical beginning to happen. Clouds are forming overhead. Not water clouds, but methane clouds. And as you watch in amazement, you realize you're about to witness something no human has ever seen. Rain falling on an alien world. But this isn't water falling from the sky.
Drops of liquid methane begin to patter against your helmet, each one a reminder that you're standing in a place where the familiar chemistry of Earth has been turned completely upside down. This is a world where natural gas falls from the sky like rain, pools in vast lakes, and flows in rivers toward alien seas.
Following the sound of that methane rain, you make your way toward what your instruments are telling you is impossible, the shore of a vast lake. But as you crest a small hill of ice in organic sediment, your breath catches in your throat. Stretching before you is a body of liquid that extends beyond the horizon, its surface perfectly mirror smooth and dark as obsidian. This is Kraken Mare, one of Titan's methane seas, larger than the Caspian Sea back on Earth. You kneel down at the shoreline and through your thick gloves, touch the surface of this alien ocean. The liquid is thick, almost oily, with the consistency of gasoline, because that's essentially what it is, a sea of liquid hydrocarbons that would fuel a car for millions of miles. On Kepler 452b, we discovered that any water that might have existed had long since boiled away into the hostile atmosphere. Here on Titan, we're witnessing the opposite miracle: lakes and seas of liquid methane and ethane that have persisted for millions of years in this frozen world. These aren't just puddles, some of these hydrocarbon lakes are hundreds of meters deep. As you stand on this alien shore, watching methane waves lap gently against the icy beach, you realize you're experiencing something profound. This is weather, real active weather, happening with completely different chemistry than anything on Earth. Methane evaporates from these seas, forms clouds in the orange sky, and rains back down to fill rivers that flow into these very lakes. You dip your instrument into the dark liquid, and the readings are astounding. The lake bed below contains organic compounds, complex carbon molecules that, on Earth, would be associated with life. But here, they're just the natural chemistry of a world where methane plays the role that water plays on Earth. But the real excitement isn't in these surface lakes, it's in what lies beneath your feet. Your ground-penetrating radar is showing you something that makes your heart race. Beneath this icy crust, approximately 100 kilometers down, lies another ocean. But this one isn't made of methane, it's water. Unlike our experience on Kepler 452b, where we found only the desiccated remains of a world that had lost its oceans to stellar fury, Titan harbors a subsurface ocean that may contain more water than all of Earth's oceans combined. This hidden sea, kept liquid by the tidal heating from massive Saturn and by radioactive decay in Titan's core, represents one of the most promising places to search for life in our solar system. As you walk across the surface, you start to notice something that sends a chill down your spine, and not from the cold. The ice beneath your feet occasionally creaks and shifts. You're walking on a frozen shell that covers an ocean deeper than Mount Everest is tall. Every step reminds you that you're balanced precariously over a vast, dark sea that has never seen sunlight. Your instruments detect traces of complex organic molecules seeping up through cracks in the ice. These aren't just simple carbon compounds. These are the building blocks of amino acids, the very chemicals that life on Earth uses to build proteins. Could there be something alive down there, in that dark, hidden ocean? Microbes that have never known the warmth of a star, living off chemical energy in the eternal night beneath the ice? As you straighten up from listening to the ice, something compels you to look toward the horizon. And there, hanging in the orange-tinted sky like a jeweled crown, is Saturn itself. The sight takes your breath away. A massive pale yellow globe adorned with the most spectacular ring system in the solar system. Remember when we stood on Kepler 452b and looked up at that aging, violent star that was slowly cooking the planet alive? Here on Titan, you're witnessing the opposite, a gentle giant that has nurtured this moon for billions of years. Saturn appears 11 times larger in Titan's sky than our moon appears from Earth, and its rings stretch across the heavens like a celestial bridge painted in shades of gold and silver. The gravitational dance between Saturn and Titan is what keeps that hidden ocean beneath your feet from freezing solid. Every orbit, Saturn's massive pull stretches and flexes Titan's interior, generating the heat that maintains that subsurface sea. You're literally standing on a world that's being kept alive by the loving embrace of its parent planet. As Titan rotates, you watch Saturn slowly move across the sky, its rings shifting from edge-on to face-on, creating a light show that no human has ever witnessed firsthand. The pale sunlight filtering through the ring system casts moving shadows across Titan's landscape, painting the orange surface with patterns of light and dark that change by the hour. But there's something else in the sky that catches your attention: other moons, tiny points of light that are Saturn's other children, each one a world unto itself. Standing here, you realize you're not just visiting a moon, you're standing in the middle of a miniature solar system, with Saturn as the sun and dozens of moons as planets. As your time on Titan draws to a close, you find yourself standing at the edge of that methane sea, looking out across an alien landscape that somehow feels both hostile and welcoming at the same time. This isn't like our devastating journey to Kepler 452b, where we discovered a world that had betrayed every hope we'd placed in it. Titan has exceeded our wildest expectations in ways we never imagined. This moon has taught us that life, if it exists here, doesn't need to follow Earth's rules. In those methane lakes, some scientists theorize that exotic forms of life might exist, using liquid hydrocarbons instead of water, breathing hydrogen instead of oxygen. It's a kind of biology so alien that we can barely wrap our minds around it. And in that hidden ocean beneath the ice, conditions might be perfect for life as we know it, protected from radiation, rich in organic compounds, with energy sources that could sustain ecosystems in the eternal darkness. Future missions might drill through that ice and lower probes into waters that have been isolated from the surface for millions of years. You kneel down one last time and scoop up a handful of Titan's orange sand, knowing that these organic particles represent the raw materials from which life on Earth first emerged. In your gloved hand, you're holding billions of years of chemical evolution, the patient work of a universe that's been mixing and remixing the elements of life across countless worlds. As you prepare to leave this remarkable world, you're filled not with the crushing disappointment we felt on Kepler 452b, but with excitement and wonder. Titan isn't humanity's next home. It's far too cold and alien for that. But it might be something even more precious, a laboratory where we can study the chemistry of life itself, and perhaps discover that we're not alone in the universe after all.
So there you have it, our journey to Titan, a world that shows us life might exist in forms we've barely begun to imagine. Unlike our devastating trip to Kepler 452b, Titan leaves us with hope and endless questions about what's possible in this universe. What do you think? Could exotic life forms really exist in those methane lakes? Or might something incredible be swimming in that hidden ocean beneath the ice? Share your wildest theories in the comments. The universe is stranger than we think. If this cosmic adventure sparked your curiosity about the mysteries lurking in our own solar system, hit that like button and subscribe for more interstellar exploration. Ring the notification bell so you never miss our journeys to the most enigmatic worlds in space.
Thanks for joining me on this incredible voyage to Saturn's most mysterious moon. Until next time, keep wondering about the impossible and wait for new adventures in this endless expanse of cosmic mysteries.